Hope abounds as NASA prepares to relocate retired space shuttles. The competition is stiff, we're told, but the executive director of the National Aviation Heritage Alliance believes Dayton will land an amazing piece of history from the race to space. Good afternoon, I'm Marcia Bonhart. A big day for this city and region. The Wright brothers made history when they invented powered flight. Now what may be the next chapter is we are set to learn if NASA will place a retired shuttle at the National Museum of the United States Air Force. We have extensive live team coverage of the countdown. Pam Elliott and Jim Booker are live at the museum.
Well, Marcia, let me set the stage for you right now. We are probably about an hour and minutes away from getting that announcement from NASA. And Chris, behind the camera, is going to work with me to show you what they have set up here at the National Museum of the United States Air Force. I'm told about 1,000 chairs for the general public to come and view that announcement out of the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The administrator, General Bolden, will be making that announcement. I called NASA this morning, pushing, begging, give me a hint. You know, we're not getting anything. This is probably one of the best kept secrets around. I can tell you, though, that out of the New York Daily Times, we are learning that the New York Daily Times is reporting that the Enterprise will be going to New York. Now, you have to understand, the Enterprise is at the Smithsonian, but the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. has been offered the Discovery and more than likely is going to take the Discovery. What does that leave for Dayton? The Atlantis, the Endeavour. Boy, there's a lot of excitement here today. And why might the Atlantis be the appropriate choice? Well, it's the history. You've got to remember that the Air Force is responsible for a lot of the technology that went into building the space shuttle. There was a lot of lab work going on in the 50s and 60s that made shuttle flight possible in the 80s. So there's a lot of hope, of course, that one of those shuttles is going to land here at the museum. The museum is ready. We are live in the Modern Flight Gallery, and we're told that the Cold War Gallery would be the site of a shuttle right away. But then, of course, money's already been raised to start construction on a space gallery. This museum is ready, and we cannot wait. And I'm excited because I get to work with Jim Booker again, and he knows a lot about the history, and he's got a special guest.
Well, wonders never cease, Pammy. Yeah, I'm telling you what, can we say the understatement is excitement in the Miami Valley, excitement here. Ron Kaplan joins us from the National Aviation Hall of Fame. And Ron, I mean, you're excited, I can tell.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, a big tie-in you guys have with the shuttle program.
Yeah, well, you know, our learning center is interactive, and since we opened in 2003, we have had an SMU simulator, actually two of them. That's a space maneuvering unit simulator. That's what the astronauts wear, kind of the backpack when they're in space making repairs on the Hubble Space Telescope. So people can come and actually do that. It's very similar to what they train on at NASA. Then we also have probably the most photographed display in the whole place here, which is a full-scale replica space shuttle suit. You can get up through the back of it, put your face into the helmet, and have your photo taken in it. And that's been popular from the minute we got that in here.
And then some of the enshrinees, obviously, we're going to talk about in a minute. But now take your enshrinement director hat off and put on your Miami Valley. I live in the Miami Valley, and how exciting is this?
Oh, this is huge. You know, if you think about it, this museum is full of artifacts, and you know, and as it should be. But most of these are airplanes we may have never seen fly and never will. But the shuttle is contemporary. We've seen it. We've grown up with it. Right. And then to have it here and up close and personal is going to be huge, and because there's so few of them, that makes it even more special. And what an educational tool it's going to be for all of us here.
Amen. We got to have it now. We don't want to let down, do we? All right, and let's talk about some of those enshrinees. We'll pop them up on the screen. Then we have, of course, John Young, pilot of the first shuttle mission in '85, is an enshrinee. Joe Engel, another shuttle pioneer and mission specialist. Sally Ride, of course. We all know Sally Ride. First female in space. And Eileen Collins, the first female shuttle pilot. And then quickly, the biggie.
Well, John Glenn went up, you know, the oldest astronaut to go up in space.
Right, from right here in Ohio.
Yep, from right here, yeah.
All right, Ron Kaplan, you're going to be here for the duration. We got many more folks to talk about and much more coverage coming up in just a little bit, right, Pammy? Can you feel the excitement, Pammy?
Oh, since this morning, Book, no doubt about it. And just if you're interested in coming out, there are still seats available. In fact, they just opened up the area. The general public is invited to watch the announcement along with the folks here at the museum. It is a really best kept secret. I think it's fair to say. We're awaiting some Congress members as well. You know, the push has been on with letter writing campaigns and meetings with Administrator Charles Bolden. So we will keep you posted as we learn information here from the museum. For now, back to you, Marcia.
Well, you know, Pam, I was just asked by someone in the studio, we have a guest today, what are our chances, what I believe our chances are. And I'm thinking